Okay, I am going to buy the game Star Wars Outlaws, and I'm going to play it, and I'm going to give you my honest opinion. This is something that I wanted to do because nobody else is going to give you their honest opinion on this game. No one else on YouTube. You know why? Because Rage at Star Wars gets clicks, and I'm not going to be like that because I love Star Wars and I want it to succeed, and I'm going to give this game a fair shake because to me it doesn't look woke. I mean, we all know what to expect when it comes to Star Wars stuff nowadays, but the last two games, again, like I said in the last Outlaws video, the last two games were great. Jedi Fallen Order games, they were really good. So I want to give this game a fair shake. This article here is giving me some hope for this game, so let's go. It doesn't look woke, the whole thing, but Star Wars Outlaws could be the manatee action adventure fans have been waiting for. So I don't know what manatee action means, but we're going to find out. Ubisoft creative director Julian Gurity talks about exploring the seedy side of the famous franchise with an eye towards action and wonder. Also, before I start this, I'm not telling you to buy the game because it's like $80. And I'm not telling you to buy it, but I'm going to buy it and I'll let you know how it is. At Gamescom 2024, I walked into the Ubisoft booth, decorated like a Japanese tea house to celebrate the upcoming launch of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Yeah. But when I ducked into a nondescript meeting room to chat with Star Wars Outlaws creative director Julian Gurity, our conversation immediately pulled us into a galaxy far, far away in Ubisoft's vision for a Star Wars game. So let's see what Ubisoft actually has to say about this game, and see if they say anything woke or give us any bad, signs here. We approached this as the first, so this is Ubisoft talking. We approached this as the first open world Star Wars experience, and that was particularly coherent because of the outlaw fantasy that we wanted at the heart of the game. Garrity said, "Have we had an outlaw game before in Star Wars? I jokingly mentioned the Nintendo 64 game Shadows of the Empire." Why are you jokingly mentioning that? That was a great game. Did anybody else here play that game? Because it was awesome. Garrity responded, "Maybe. That was a long time ago. You're dating me." But that game was a first-person shooter with linear level-based progression and not much to do beyond blasting everything you run across. 28 years later, Star Wars Outlaws takes the same time period, turbulent, exciting years between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and focuses on the grimy underbelly of the Star Wars universe, the seedy smugglers and crime syndicates that rarely get the limelight, especially in games. Making a game set in that exciting moment of Star Wars universe takes a lot of research, even for those who know the franchise well. We had to learn what Star Wars was because you think you're a fan until you open up the archive of information Lucasfilm has. You start understanding the design principles of Ralph McQuarrie. Yeah, Ralph McQuarrie was the guy who did all of the concept art for the first Star Wars. He also did it for the other ones, but Ralph McQuarrie was the artist responsible for basically making this thing happen, really. If you know the history of him, got together with George Lucas, they gave the studio a vision, so that was a pretty cool story. Anyway, Garrity said, referring to the artist who established much of the original Star Wars trilogy's visual language, "We were working with them very closely to make sure that everything felt familiar but new and bring in new things." So that's a good sign, I don't know if I like the design of this ship, though. It kind of looks like a shaving razor or something. That includes creating new ships, aliens, and even adding a moon to Star Wars Starscape. There's plenty familiar in Outlaws, though. Ubisoft picked locations that were only briefly visited before, like Canto Bight. Ugh, why do we have to go to Canto Bight? I guess it makes sense for like a seedy underbelly to go to a casino, though. And Kim G from Rise of Skywalker, okay, to let players explore and discover the scummier parts of the Star Wars galaxy. The game, okay, I'm not going to go through this because, let's see. I'm just going to get right to the good part. That sets Outlaws apart from other Star Wars games that have focused on the Jedi, like Respawn's lauded Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor games, which have been more traditionally heroic. It's an interesting tightrope to walk, including more of the seedy side of Star Wars while not sinking the toad into grim darkness. Yeah, but it'd be kind of cool. That would have been cool, Because, I mean, look, who's buying these games? It's us. It's all us old guys, you know what I mean? Because we featured the underworld so heavily, we could have gone dark and mature, but that's not at all what we wanted to do, which was connect the 4-year-old who saw a new hope in the cinema whose mind was blown by things that were scary, funny, ridiculous, but brand new. Okay, 4-year-olds aren't buying this game, dude. It's like 34-year-olds that are buying this game. And like 44-year-olds, so. Alright, so they're targeting 4-year-olds. That's not good. There's a nice shot of Kay Vest there, not hiding behind any kind of cover at all. And she's just standing there blasting. Look, in actual combat, you're going to be behind one of those metal, steel boxes there, and not just, quick drawing in the middle of the damn mall there. Outlaws' manatee action tone, as Garrity described it, seeks to embody the vibes of science fiction adventure heroes like Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon. Hey, Flash Gordon, I know that guy. The touchstones that inspired George Lucas when he created the original trilogy. That's the kind of space swashbuckling that Outlaws has in store for protagonist Kay. That sounds cool. I like swashbuckling. Kay, a hero and a scoundrel who isn't perfect, a street thief who quote barrels into this adventure, falling into one bad decision and the next bad decision, and who ends up facing Jabba the Hutt and holding her own in front of Lady Kira and all these really fearsome criminal syndicates, Garrity said. Not too cool like Han Solo, but a more relatable protagonist. What? I want to play as the coolest guy in the galaxy, dude. What are they talking? We didn't want to make our character too cool. Oh no. So she's not going to be cool. She's probably going to be like quirky, and I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl in the galaxy. But you're supposed to make your main character cool to play as, but alright. That extends to Kay's combat abilities, to put it lightly. She's not the fastest gun in space. Why? Outlaws heavily emphasizes stealth and using subterfuge, the environment, and her alien pal Nyx to knock out enemies. That alien pal, that's what they wanted to put in there to connect to the 4-year-olds. It's weird. Maybe I'll like them in the game, who knows. To knock out enemies one by one. What's he gonna tap the stormtroopers in the head with his little tail or something? It's knock out enemies one by one until the odds are in her favor or things go screwy and she has to improvise. In my short time playing the Outlaws demo at Gamescom, Kay needs multiple shots to take down enemies. It's clear she's no soldier. Massive Entertainment, the Ubisoft-owned studio that was the lead developer on Outlaws, had experience making third-person shooters like the Davidson series. Did you play that? I don't even know what that is. But those were cover-based military shooters, and the studio focused on simplifying the player experience in Outlaws to make the gameplay loop of sneaking, exploring, and space battles engaging and active. To wit, in my demo of a heist mission, I was discovered and I had to improvise, which meant using the environment and clambering around instead of pulling out a gun and sniping behind cover. When I found an enemy I can sneak up on, I didn't creep up to do a stealth takedown with a tactical chokeout. Kay wound up first and clocked the enemy unconscious with a haymaker. Manatee action indeed. Is that what that means? Oh, sorry, matinee action, not manatee. Okay, matinee action, yeah. No, that's dumb. That's one thing that makes me not want to buy the game is her just hitting stormtroopers in the head, in the helmeted head with a fist and knocking them out. I told Garrity that it reminded me of another game down the hall, Machine Games' Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which had hands-off presentations showcasing the brawling combat and ever-satisfying thought. Okay, well, Indiana Jones is a man. He's like a 6-foot man, right? And yeah, he can knock people out like that. Not okay. All right, let's just give it a chance. There are similarities. Indiana Jones is a scoundrel, 100%. No, Indiana Jones is not a scoundrel. Indiana Jones is a college professor and archaeologist. He is not a scoundrel. He goes on missions to find things, not to sell them like a scoundrel would. He goes on missions to find artifacts that real scoundrels stole and return them to a museum. Captain Jack Sparrow is a scoundrel. Yeah, he is. James Bond is a scoundrel. No, James Bond isn't a scoundrel. What are you talking about? Not everybody's a scoundrel. Part of being a scoundrel is balancing threats and opportunities in Outlaws, whether sticking to the main story or doing more side quests and contracts. Ubisoft wanted players to feel the stakes of personal allegiances and betrayals. You're really well rewarded if you have an excellent reputation, and you have a terrible reputation, they're going to send people to kill you. That flavor extends to cameos from famous, or more specific to Kay Circle's infamous characters in the Star Wars universe. It wouldn't make sense for Luke Skywalker to show up. Why? Okay, Garrity said. Oh no. Maybe I was I wrong? Luke Sky. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'm not buying this game anymore. Damn it. It wouldn't make sense for Luke Skywalker to show up. Why? Like, yes, it would. Like, I went through that in the one video. Luke Skywalker will be in Outlaws. Like, it makes perfect sense for him to be in this. I'm not going to go through it here, but just go watch that video. Like, I explained it pretty well. But it's the right period and setting for aforementioned criminal heavy hitters like Jabba and Kira, as well as the charming gambler. So, see, Garrity apparently didn't read Star Wars or anything. But it's the right period and setting for aforementioned criminal heavy hitters like Jabba and Kira. He doesn't know anything about Star Wars, apparently. As well as the charming gambler and businessman Lando Calrissian. Lando is the star of the first of Outlaws 2 planned DLC expansions that will focus on a high-stakes competition of the card game Sabacc. That sounds like a lot of fun. Sabacc. I can't wait to play a card game in my video game. Why are they featuring Lando instead of Luke? Can somebody tell me why they're featuring Lando instead of Luke? I just can't think of a reason. The second DLC is, I'm not buying the DLCs unless I really love this game, is about space piracy and stars fan favorite lovable pirate Hondo Ohnaka. It's fun to see that interweaving with the greater Star Wars universe when it's well done. Ubisoft and Massive Entertainment worked directly with Lucasfilm Games, who taught us what Star Wars was. Yeah, apparently they didn't teach you enough. They made sure that the scoundrel fantasy belonged to us, and they made sure we wove the story into the greater tapestry of Star Wars. I'm getting angry reading this article. Why? Why am I getting so angry? After 4 years, I really love Star Wars, and it's such a challenging dream come true to be able to do something playing around with these stories. So these studios literally didn't know anything about Star Wars until they started talking to Lucasfilm and they got the contract. So that's not looking good. That's not looking good, guys. That does not look good. That was it. That was the article. Are you kidding me? That really left a bad taste in my mouth, dude. Oh no. Am I gonna buy this game? Maybe I shouldn't even buy this game. Oh my gosh, I'm so mad right now. They were just taught what Star Wars was, dude. Alright, I have to make a decision whether I'm going to buy this game or not, but I want to buy it and play it for you and give you an honest review anyway, but man, that really just kind of crushed my expectations. Well, I didn't have expectations for this game, but it crushed my curiosity for the game, really. Oh no. Okay, well, I'll let you know if I get the game or not. I must go and meditate on this because that article looked really bad and it sounded bad. Let's make a game for 4-year-olds about a franchise that we know nothing about. That sounds bad. Yep. Alright, well, let me go think about this. Let me know in the comments if you think I should do it. Hey, look, I'm making these videos for you, so tell me if you want me to play this game or not. Look, it's an $80 game. I don't want to waste my money. Leave a comment, leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe because I'm making Star Wars content, weekly. Like, lots of videos a week. It's all free. Give me a subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time.